this is on. And I'll just probably a minute, 2 minutes before. Good early afternoon, everybody. John Kovach with you on the Solu Broadcasting Network. Coming to you live from the Rose Garden in Norwich, Connecticut for this afternoon's PeeWee game between the Greenwich Cardinals and the Seahawks of Southeastern Connecticut Youth Hockey. Filling in for Scotty Bonner. Scotty's on his way to West Hartford. He'll be joining you shortly after 1 on another feed. He will have the Battle of West Hartford, Conard versus Hall. Then later this afternoon, Scotty will be bringing you Eastern Connecticut versus Cheshire. And then a big one tonight, which will be Greenwich and Fairfield. And there will be donations collected for the family of Charlie Capalbo. Charlie, a goalie with the Fairfield High School Hockey Co-op, who has bravely battled cancer for several years. His story has been told nationally. The local hockey community has rallied around Charlie. The sport globally has rallied around Charlie Capalbo, and happy to do our part tonight getting some donations for the Capalbo family. But first, we're going to bring you some PeeWee hockey. We have Greenwich. Greenwich will be in the all-red with white trim. The logo, a menacing-looking cardinal charging toward you, clutching the stick with both talons. The Seahawks in their home white, black pants, blue and yellow trim, and the Seahawks logo across the chest. In net for the Cardinals, number 31, Canio Carpanzano. Teams huddling with their coaches. 15-minute periods here. Minute 30 on the penalties. Just happy to be part of a big day of ice hockey here on Solu Broadcasting. You can catch it all at solubroadcasting.org. Teams come to center ice for the face-off. Greenwich has 2 goalies dressed and 2 subs. They're going to really go at this one line and one defensive set deep. Scramble for the puck along the near boards, taken out, brought up the ice for Greenwich by Emily Koloff. Koloff brings it in. She's stopped by the Seahawk defense. Thrown out across the front harmlessly, picked up by the Seahawks along the near boards. Carried up, center ice pass. That is intercepted again by Koloff. Koloff throws it forward, and it is picked up at center ice. Seahawks turn it back around, but it's offsides just 35 seconds into this opening stanza. Face-off coming all the way back to just outside the Seahawks blue line. Won there by the Cardinals, carried ahead, but intercepted by the Seahawks. Fired off the boards, attempt to clear fails. Cardinals push it deeper. Braden Wallace at the point, throws it forward. It doesn't get through, and now the Seahawks have a break coming the other way. Dennis Carbillo tried to take it in deep. We've got an offsides call, and we'll have another face-off just 60 seconds into today's game, just outside the Greenwich defensive zone. Face-off initially won by the Seahawks, but the Cardinals come away with it, bring it forward, shot is fired and saved. Second straight face-off. The puck was dropped while players were still setting themselves. Seahawks come away with it. Carry out. Intercepted by Greenwich. Thrown at the net. Flutters in, but it's stopped. Back to the point. Point shot bounces through, and it's saved and covered. And we will get you that goalie's name as soon as possible because that number is not on the roster. That's Lily Nicolo in net for the Seahawks. Teams exchange possessions in center zone. There's a breakaway for the Seahawks. Coming up, trickles wide. Shot there by Brendan Sadler. Seahawks keep it in. Chopped ahead by Lucy Trudeau. Greenwich intercepts, brings it up ice. Michael Knoll brings it in, takes it to the far boards, tried to chip it across. He's taken down, and that's going to be a penalty. The first power play of the game will go to the Cardinals. And Trudeau will take a seat for the Seahawks. Penalties 1 minute and 30 seconds here. 15-minute periods. We're exactly 2 minutes in. And again, with the new USA Hockey rules this year, you cannot just fire the puck down to clear it. You have to skate it out and then send it. Greenwich with the puck, throws it in front. Loses it, but regains possession. It slides past the net. There it was in the slot. That shot is wide. Seahawks pick it up, fire it around the boards. It's not going to get out. Kept in the zone, but picked up by a Seahawk. Slowly chipped ahead, and that one finally just just gets out of the zone. Offsides the call against Greenwich, and that'll put the face-off along the far boards just outside the blue line. Greenwich wins the face-off, carries it to the near boards. Deep in the corner, a little bit of jousting for it. Seahawks come away with it, and it's fired up. That is going to be an icing. And there's the whistle. They'll bring it all the way back. 42 seconds left in that penalty. No real chances yet for the Cardinals, who have made the trip basically from the New York border up here to Norwich. Basically have driven for 80% of the length of Connecticut's coastline. Puck almost trickles out in front, but is picked up by the Seahawks, and it's carried out. Carrying it up ice with a nifty move is number 25. Jackson Likowski. Stoppage. And the face-off will be in the Greenwich zone. 20 seconds left on the penalty. Shot from the point is off a Greenwich stick and gloved aside by Carpenzano. That one thrown at the net, turned aside. Greenwich with the puck along the near boards. Taken away by the Seahawks. They try to work it deeper. In the corner now. Greenwich comes away. They throw it at their own net. Hits off the side of the net. It's picked up behind the net for Greenwich by Landon Roberts. Worked up the far boards. Pass intercepted in the neutral zone. Greenwich carries it forward. Power play is over. Shot, save. And then a follow-up. Nicolo makes the initial stop and gets down to cover that one up. 11:09 left in this opening stanza. Face-off will be to the right side, the stick side of Nicolo. And it trickles back to Greenwich. Thrown wide of the net. Stops behind the net, picked up by the Seahawks. They bring it out. Whiff on the shot. But they get it. Still trying to clear. Still trying to get it out. Picked up back by Greenwich. They throw a shot. Ricochets off a defenseman into the net. There's a lot of trouble in the crease, but it's covered by Nicola with no damage done. Couple of scary moments if you're the defense and Nicola on that one. You want your clears to be a little smoother than that went. Seahawks win the faceoff, take it deeper. Now they're working it back out. Carried up the near boards by Carabillo. Greenwich takes it away. Seahawks regain possession, fired into the Greenwich end. Greenwich with the puck in the corner, try to clear, and they do in the neutral zone where the Seahawks will regain possession. Thrown back into the zone. The Seahawks get back on side. That one's chopped back out. Just kind of playing tennis here for a few minutes. Greenwich throws it ahead. Seahawks chip it back out. Pushed ahead, intercepted. Now Carabillo tries to carry it in. It's turned, and now it's Greenwich going the other way. They lose it at the blue line. Carrying it up ice is Baldwin. David Baldwin. It's thrown just wide of the Greenwich net. Trickles into the corner. We got a whistle in the corner. And it's going to be another power play for Greenwich, looking for a signal from the official. He's explaining it to the Seahawk bench, But now another power play for 1:30 for the Seahawks. Carabillo fires it over the net, comes down, goes all the way around the corner. Chipped into the neutral zone, now carried up to far boards by Canal. Cleared, thrown back out. And that'll be offsides. Again, Greenwich not playing with a lot of depth on the bench. They have 2 skaters and a goalie on the bench. And that's it. Wallace with it. Checked closely by Owen Tierney. Wallace is able to push it ahead, and it's carried up the far boards. That shot is wide. Karam's off the back, picked up along the far boards, but not before it trickles over the blue line. Greenwich has to clear. That one goes all the way into the Greenwich end. No icing. And Greenwich regains possession. Picked up in the neutral zone by Tierney. He tries to chop it ahead, hits one of his own players, finally in, but Greenwich is right there to clear it back out. Couple of attempts to clear, and the puck wobbles into the neutral zone where it's picked up by the Seahawks. Turned by Sebastian Rose. And it's dumped all the way to the Seahawk end. Ooh, shot there for the Cardinals by Colton Green. That's saved by Nicolo. Nicolo's been tested a few times. She's come up each time. 8:12 left in what is currently a scoreless first period. 3 seconds left on the penalty. Unsettled puck is banked off the boards, but kept in by Greenwich. Power play is over. Team's back at equal strength. Puck along the far boards. The Seahawks lose it. Greenwich fires it in, hits a Seahawk. They're going to turn it around, and it's picked up for the Seahawks by number 10, Brendan Sadler. Sadler carries it up, runs into 2 defenders. Little bit of a collision. B&D will be on that. They'll buff anything out. Puck's chipped ahead, picked up by Greenwich. They'll turn it, bring it up the near boards. Claimed in center ice by Koloff. Koloff sends it to her partner. They carry it deep. That's turned aside by Nicola, trying to get the number off of a jersey that's up above the pads there. That one thrown toward the net doesn't get there. Seahawks pick it up, bounce it clear. It's going to be an icing if it gets that far. I don't think it will. Wobbles, and it's picked up by Wallace for the Cardinals. He gets it back after bouncing it off the boards, and there the Cardinals clear with exactly 7 minutes left in this first period. Cardinals got away with too many men on the ice there during the change. Nobody came on, but they had 2 at the door trapped. And the Seahawks are trying to keep it in here along the near boards. Sadler carries it, tries to move around, regains possession, shoots it wide, backhander across the mouth of the goal. Banks with it now on the near boards, back to the point. Baldwin chipped it ahead, skated forward, lost it. Cardinals clear, Baldwin gets it back. He tries to throw it forward. Koloff gets it. She tries to dump it in to the Seahawks zone. Now Baldwin tries to throw it ahead. And along the near board, finally it's Sadler. Sadler for the Seahawks, carries it forward. Skates to the far board, stops, tries to find some help in front, throws it at the net, never gets there. It's in the slot. Point shot by David Baldwin. That doesn't get there. And the Cardinals bring it back up ice. Seahawks almost stopped it, but Koloff is able to get it deep. Seahawks gain possession there. They can't get it out again. Again, it's Koloff turning it back around. Finally cleared. Seahawks trying to get a break. Little bit of a struggle at neutral ice for possession. And as it goes toward the Greenwich end, it's picked up by Ryan Kelly. Kelly comes in. He's taken down. No penalty. Seahawks pick it up, try to carry it out. There's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a penalty on Greenwich, the first of the game. But carrying through at the plate, Jackson Likowski. Likowski skates all the way in up along the far side, gets off a shot. It is saved there by Liam Feinstein, who's in between the pipes. And Lucas Thanelius will sit for a minute and a half. Seahawks with a minute 30-second power play. No score coming up on 5 left in the period. Seahawks keep it in. It's backhanded toward front, and the net never gets there. Greenwich tries to clear, tries to pitchfork it out. Again, that's kept in by the Seahawks. They dump it deep. Picked up by the Seahawks again. Likowski throws it at net. It's saved. Greenwich trying to sweep it out in the corner. That's thrown toward the back of the net. Picked up behind the net by Greenwich. They're going to carry it out, getting close to the blue line. Caromed off the boards. Race for the puck. There'll be no icing. There's a shorthanded breakaway. And a shorthanded goal for the Greenwich Cardinals. Kelly had it, skated it out, got the first shot off, and it was there to sweep in the rebound. Seahawks still have a power play for 45 seconds. Picked up in the neutral zone by the Seahawks. Possible 3-on-2 here. Tierney skates it up the middle, cuts to his right, then runs into a wall of Cardinals. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Puck is cleared. Five seconds, another collision. B&D would be busy here. And a whistle, another, looks like another trip to the box. Another minute and 30 penalty. Power play for Greenwich. They already lead by 1 on a shorthanded goal. 3:39 left in this first period. Cola with another save. She'll freeze it, take the face-off. 1:10 left. On the penalty. Face-off won by the Cardinals. They throw it across the front. Slow shot trickles wide of the net. 1 minute to go in the power play. Coming up on 3 left in the first period. Cardinals lead 1-0. There's a breakaway. 1-on-1, broken up by Greenwich. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Nobody can find it. Still nobody can find it. Now nobody can get wood on it. Finally poked ahead. The Cardinals will pick it up in their own zone and carry it out. Seahawks gain possession in their end. They'll bring it out. Bounced off the near boards. Koloff with it at center ice for Greenwich. Tries to center it. Goes past basically all of her teammates. slowly slides into the Seahawks end. They can bring it out, but they carry it in front, almost lose possession. And it's backhanded clear. Power play is over. Tierney there to intercept what would have been a clear, but he doesn't get a clear shot off. Tierney backhands it forward after taking a pass. It's picked up by Sebastian Rose for the Cardinals. Cardinals play it behind the boards. Minute and a half left in this first period. Puck's picked up by Carabillo. He throws it toward the net. A knuckleball is batted down and then covered by Feinstein in between the pipes for the Cardinals. Again, John Kovac with you on Solu Broadcasting. Scotty Bonner will be rejoining us on another feed shortly. He's on his way to West Hartford for the Battle of West Hartford, Conard versus Hall. He'll then bring you Eastern Connecticut versus Cheshire, and then that big Greenwich Fairfield game where we'll be collecting donations to help the family of Charlie Capalbo. Baldwin throws it in from the point. It trickles through. Try to sweep it toward the net due to Seahawks, but it does not get past the Cardinals. Offsides the call here. Brendan Sadler carried it in, stripped to the puck, turned and kept in by Braden Banks. Baldwin picks it up in the neutral zone for the Seahawks. He dumps it in, but it's offsides with 53.7 seconds left in this first period. One nothing the score in favor of Greenwich on a shorthanded goal. Baldwin tries to bring it up for the Seahawks, loses possession. Carried in by Ryan, who throws it at the net. Nicola saves it again, and covers up with heavy Greenwich pressure in front of her. 36.8 seconds to go in the first period. Teams at even strength. Plethora of penalties here in that first period. That puck thrown in front, kept in by Greenwich. Thrown at the net by Braden Wallace. And Nicolo comes up with another save. 31.5 seconds remaining in this opening period. Faceoff is thrown ahead, trickles toward the net, and covered up again by a busy Lily Nicolo. Face-off to her left, won by the Seahawks. Puck doesn't settle, spins like a top. Finally, they're able to try to clear, but it's kept in by Greenwich. Giveaway by the Seahawks. Lucas Thunelius tries to make something happen for Greenwich, but it's taken away by the Seahawks. The final 5 seconds, it's Sadler. Sadler brings it up, loses it. Greenwich coming back the other way. Time expires at the blue line. And after one, Greenwich 1, Southeastern Connecticut nothing, here on solubroadcasting.org.
I'm trying to find it on there. Like, I know every sign. What is this? He's our official over here.
Thank you.
He's Mr. Official.
And you know what? Hats off to you for doing that. Tough job. So we have established that 2 of the penalties in that first period were illegal body check. 1-0 the score. The Greenwich team, which did not come with big numbers, they have 2 subs skating out and a backup goaltender. They're all seated on the bench. Seahawks gathered, had their conversation outside. The officials sat down for a minute. Now we're coming back for the second 15 minutes, the period of long change. And I thank our young official. If you love sports and you want to get involved, every level needs officials right now. And it's good to see some youths getting involved in that. Attempt to clear is shoveled in for the Seahawks by Jackson Litkowski. Litkowski with it again. Skates around the defense. He's trying to get through a picket fence. Can't get there. Greenwich with the puck in front now. They can't get it clear. Kept in. It's a loose puck. It's going to be picked up and brought up the far boards. This is a breakaway. Breakaway by Koloff, who's been all over the ice for Greenwich. She gets it behind the Seahawk net, tries to chip it ahead, but she runs into 3 Seahawk defenders. Back out to the point. Shot by Sebastian Rose. Doesn't really get through, and this clear is going to go all the way, and that'll be icing against the Seahawks just 47 seconds into this second period. And I know if Scotty was doing the game, the illegal body check calls would not please the broadcaster. I'll remain neutral on set and let Scotty opine. Face off to the right of the Seahawks goal. Puck is pushed just wide of the net. Seahawks pick it up. They'll carry it out. Dumped into the neutral zone all the way. Looking for the hand up. The hand is up, but it's not going to be icing. It's not going to get far enough. Chopped back toward the neutral zone by Greenwich. Long shot there by Litkowski is sticked aside by Feinstein. Koloff splits the Seahawks, carries it in. Saved by Nicolo. Got down in the butterfly, bounces off of her, bounces to her left, and the Seahawks will bring it out. Puck is lost and now carried up for Greenwich by Colton Green. Offsides, though, are the Cardinals, and that'll bring the face-off just outside the blue line with 13:24 left in the second period. 1-0 the score on a short-handed goal for the Greenwich Youth Cardinals. Seahawks come away with the face-off, skate it back in. They're trying to find room to clear. Really can't. Finally do sweep it out with the speed of a curling stone, but is picked up by Braden Wallace and dumped into the Seahawk end by the Cardinals. Pushed ahead by the Seahawks and out into the neutral zone where Tierney has it. Tierney works it to the near boards, dumps it ahead, and the puck is lost, but it's lost by the Greenwich goalie, and it trickles in. It came off of the back boards. Nobody could find it. I think it either rolled or spun. I really couldn't get a good view of it, and it ends up sneaking into the net under Feinstein, who had thus far turned away every Seahawk chance. You throw pucks at the net, you make things happen, and that's what that was. Throw the puck in. It took a funky carom off of the backboards. Nobody found it, and every now and then one of those finds its way in. Tie game now. 12:40 left in this second period. Wallace carries it ahead for Greenwich. He's dispossessed. Seahawks pick it up. And it's skated up by David Baldwin. Baldwin across center ice. Runs into Koloff. He's stripped. Seahawks regain, dump it in. Everything's onside, but the Seahawks couldn't get anything going. Greenwich clears, picked up in the Seahawk end and chipped aside. We've got a 3-on-2 here now. Greenwich puts the stop to that, turns it. They send it all the way down. That will be an icing. And the faceoff will come all the way back into the Greenwich zone with 11:59 left in the second period. Again, PeeWee game here, 15-minute periods, 1 minute and 30-second penalties. And a number of body checks will be found to be illegal, as we learned in that first period. Face off to the left of Feinstein. Won by the Seahawks and kept in and fired at the net by Landon Roberts. Feinstein got a glove on it, again, and finally, after what seemed like a few seconds, does get the whistle and settles for the face-off to his left. That one's won by Greenwich, pushed ahead but kept in and thrown at the net again by Roberts. Puck's covered in another face-off. I think we've done this before. That one's won by Greenwich. Slowly pushed ahead. Trickles out of the zone. Seahawks were offsides. They had to wait to get back onside. Greenwich almost took it away, but now we've got some unsettled possession in the neutral zone. Lucas Thanelius carries it in for the Cardinals, and it works its way to the far corner. Thrown in front, deflected by the Seahawks, and that's going to slide just across the blue line. Greenwich will be offside, but they turn around and dump it in. Picked up in the Seahawks zone by Evangeline Gursky, and the Seahawks work it out. Pushed up ahead by Lucy Trudeau. Some back and forth action. Now it's Trudeau up the far boards, chases it into the corner. Greenwich can't find the handle. Finally do, work it around the back near board to Koloff. Koloff is going to skate it herself, cross center ice, around the defense to the far corner, lifts one toward the net, turned aside by Nicolo, picked up again by Koloff behind the net. She picks it up again, and now it's frozen, and we'll have a face-off to the left of Nicolo, who covered it near the pipe with 10:16 left in this second stanza. Greenwich wins the face-off. They work it ahead. But lose it along the backboards, and the Seahawks carry it out. Kept in momentarily, but Lekowski has it now. He's separated from the puck by Koloff, but there to pick it up for the Seahawks, number 70, Worthington Zinkerman. Greenwich got and was able to clear, and now the Seahawks have to get back onside. 9.5 to go in the second period. Greenwich having trouble finding a handle, and that's allowing the Seahawks to get a forecheck going now. Coming up ahead, but now they're letting Greenwich get ahead of steam, and Greenwich does get it out. Dumped back into the net. Offsides the call. $9:16 to go. Face-off brought to center ice. And now a whistle. And Greenwich wins the faceoff once we finally drop the puck. Chipped ahead into the neutral zone. Greenwich comes away, carries it into the Seahawk end, but they lose it there. And it's pushed into open ice. Greenwich picks it up in the neutral zone. Skating ahead with it, Wallace. Wallace loses it, and that's going to be Reese. Reese, for the Seahawks, goes cross ice. Greenwich picks it up, ducks a check, ducks another, and that loose puck is picked up by Thanelius. Greenwich with the clear. Doesn't get past Likowski. Seahawks get it back in briefly. Greenwich clears it. Seahawks with the puck. Carrying it in and dodging some defenders. David Baldwin, that's turned aside. Reese fires it in to the side of the net. Greenwich picks it up, brings it back out. Greenwich has help out front if they want it. Koloff with a long shot. Excuse me, that Ryan with the long shot. And Nicolo with the save. Defensive zone faceoff won by the Seahawks, but they can't do anything with it. Greenwich throws it toward the front. It stopped there right on the porch, but finally turned out by the Seahawks. Kept in at the point for Greenwich by Rose. Rose dumps it in toward the Seahawk net. Doesn't get there. Greenwich trying to find space to make something happen. Wallace keeps it in for Greenwich. Take it to the far boards, and that's backhanded toward the net. And Nicolo covers it up and will take the face-off to the left of the net with 7:24 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. A shorthanded goal by Greenwich and a carom that found its way in by the Seahawks. Little jostling for it. In the far corner. Oh, there's picked up in front. Fired at Nicolo. I think she got a piece of it. And it went wide. Now Carabello bringing it forward. Taken down. No call. Puck continues to slide toward Feinstein. Covers. And will settle for the faceoff with 6:52 left in the second period. Again, this is our third game here on Solu this morning. 3 more to come. 3 high school games coming this afternoon. Full slate. Scotty's on his way to West Hartford. Hall versus Conard. Battle of West Hartford there. Referee now explaining something to the Greenwich bench. Some sort of a conversation going on. So he'll have Hall Conard. That's at 1:10. Eastern Connecticut, Cheshire, and then tonight, Greenwich and Fairfield. Seahawks win the face-off. Landon Roberts tries to throw it ahead, doesn't get there. That one hits a Greenwich player. Roberts lifts a backhand, pitchforks, it's loose in front. Still loose. Back out to Roberts. Roberts with another shot. That one hits a body out front. Greenwich brings it up ice. Ryan with it. Shot is high and over the net. Kept in by Greenwich, but Trudeau is able to backhand it clear. Picked up at center ice by Rose. Rose throws it in. Picked up by the Seahawks in their defensive end. Rose and Koloff battling for it. For Greenwich, they get it in, but now it's out, and it's carried in by Sadler for the Seahawks. Takes it to his left, avoids a check, and it's saved by Feinstein, who gets a pat on the head from his defenseman. Like a literal pat on the head. You don't see that too often. Greenwich loses the handle. It's carried up by the Seahawks. It's a 2-on-1. And a nifty move by Brendan Sadler. Carries it up the left side. Holds on the shot. Waits for the goalie to commit, and then shovels in the backhand to give the Seahawks a 2-1 lead with 5:15 left in this second period. Just a great job of skating as well. And what Greenwich is doing is changing the goalies periodically. So now what we have is Carpenzano is back between the pipes. He has the white hat on, the white helmet. Feinstein has, it's got some designs on it, kind of a gray and red. So they're actually changing their goalies at certain times. .52, Jacob Pollock tried to get it in for Greenwich, loses it. Seahawks pick it up and work it up the far boards and out into the neutral zone. 4:40 left in the second period. Greenwich with the puck in the neutral zone. Wallace carries it in, carries it to the near boards, chips it ahead, splits two defenders. He's looking for help. He fires off a shot, and Nicolo is there to absorb it and make the save. Face off to her right. 4:26 left in the second period. The Seahawks with a 2-1 lead. Face off won by the Seahawks. It's thrown toward their net, though. They come away with it, work it to the near boards, trying to find a handle to get it out. And Likowski starts to get it out, but he's stripped of it by Kelly. Offsides will be the call against Greenwich here. 4:08 left in the second period. Won by Greenwich, carried in. They lose the handle. It trickles to the near boards. Pushed ahead by the Seahawks. Stolen back by Likowski. Likowski works through a couple defenders, chips it in. Now he's trying to head off Koloff, and they struggle for it behind the net. Koloff reverses direction. She's going to bring it up this side. It's knocked towards center ice and picked up by Greenwich along the far boards. Carried in, shot. I'm not sure if that was a save or wide, but that was a legitimate threat for Greenwich. That one's going all the way back toward the Greenwich net, where it's picked up by Wallace for the Cardinals. Wallace skates around with it, works it to the far boards, loses the handle. Seahawks had it momentarily, but it's pushed ahead. Now picked up. This is Koloff again. Koloff skates up the middle. Play is onside, but picked up by the Seahawks and turned right out by David Baldwin. Seahawks change. Cardinals are offsides with 2:57 left in the second period. Faceoff will be along the far side, just outside the Seahawks defensive end. Greenwich keeps it, carried in by Ryan. Her shot is high. It's off the boards behind the net. Nicola had a little trouble with it, but it stayed out. Seahawks carry it off the boards into the neutral zone. No icing. It's kept in. Giveaway. Carried in. And losing the handle on it was David Carabillo. Seahawks keep it in. Tierney with it. He fires it in. It takes a couple of hops. And over the goalie this time, Carpenzano. And a big insurance goal for the Seahawks makes it 3-1 with 2:14 left. That one was tough because it was hitting ice, bodies, and anything else that was in the way as it bounced in there. If it was a little warmer, it might even make you think baseball. Carabillo comes away with the faceoff, throws it in. That's bouncing in front of the net. Still loose in front of the net. Greenwich can't find it. Seahawks can't get a handle to get a shot off. Whiff on the clear. Comes to the near boards. Pushed ahead. Still kept in by the Seahawks. Finally pushed out. Nope, back in. Now it's out by the Greenwich. And that's Ryan carrying it in. Doesn't get a shot off. Follows up. It's loose. It's loose in front. Scramble for it. Never gets a shot off. Greenwich comes away with possession. They throw it toward the mouth of the goal. Seahawks block it. Try to turn it. Try to get it out. We're under a minute and a half left in the second period. This is Carabillo carrying it up. His shot deflected. Picked up by Greenwich. They're going to try to go back the way it came in. Come back toward the near boards and get it out. Brought up the near boards. Out. Thanelius can't find the handle, but he works it ahead. Puck is lost, and Tierney claims it, pushes it ahead. Carabillo goes down, no call. Following up the is good attempt there. By the Seahawks. Whistle on the play. 37.3 seconds to go. And this one will come out to center ice as well. Face-off trickles back, picked up for the Seahawks, but they lose a handle, and it's carried in for the Cardinals. Chip toward the net, turned aside by Lily Nicolo. Nicolo's been solid between the pipes here for the Seahawks. Wallace with it, can't get a handle. It bounces to the neutral zone. Struggle for the puck. Coming away with it, Baldwin dumps it into the zone. Greenwich gets possession, carries it behind the net. I think they're going to skate it out here. One, and after two, 3-1 in favor of Southeastern Connecticut, live from the Rose Garden in Norwich, here on SoluBroadcasting.org. Welcome back to the Rose Garden in Norwich, Connecticut. John Kovach with you on SoluBroadcasting.org. Michelle Bonner on camera. Scotty Bonner on his way up to West Hartford. 3-1 the score after 2. The Seahawks leading the Greenwich Youth Cardinals. But the Cardinals come in, throw it at the net, turned aside again by Lily Nicola, who's been solid between the pipes thus far this afternoon. Sadler with it, has the breakaway. It's going to trickle wide of the net. He's looking for help out front. Tries to throw it in from behind himself. Puck's thrown toward the net. The Cardinals get it. Penalty coming up to... I think we're going to have a call from the far official. Tripping's going to be the call. And it's going to be against the Seahawks. Could give the Cardinals a power play early in this third period. 3-1 the score, 14-16 to go in favor of the Seahawks. Penalties against Caitlin Rossman, called for the trip. Face-off will be to Nicolo's right in the Seahawks end. Koloff out at the point. She cranks one, and it's gloved like a first baseman by Nicola. Her teammates quick to get over there and give her a pat on the back. The support that you've seen among the Seahawk players has been rough. Both teams, really. I mean, this is the atmosphere here has been really awesome to see in this noontime start. Koloff out just inside the blue line, throws it toward the net. It gets through. Thanelius skates through, throws it at net. It's turned aside, and the Seahawks start it out. Seahawks on the kill. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Wallace comes up, fires a shot. That's wide. There's no help to keep it in. And Koloff's got to race in, keep it in, dodge, tries a shot. That's off of Roberts. Ricochets all the way to the far side. Kept in by Greenwich. Thanelius chops it ahead, doesn't get through. It's blocked, chipped out, but kept in by the Cardinals. Wallace again, looking for lane to shoot, throws it ahead. He has help there, but they can't find a handle. Stolen by the Seahawks. They carry it up the near side and out with less than 20 seconds left in this Greenwich power play. Greenwich on side, Koloff in front, chipped ahead, wide, 5 seconds to go. Teams back at even strength. And the Seahawks have a 3-on-2 with the player out of the box. Greenwich brings it up the near boards. Koloff takes it to the middle. She is like a streak out there. And she finds the back of the net. Koloff skates up the center as she has, drifts to her left, and then finds an opening. And it's a 3-2 game with 12:24 left in this third period. And she has been impressive thus far in picking up the puck anywhere and working her way up ice and finding her way around or through the defense. She makes chances happen, and that one paid off. And here's another deep opportunity for the Cardinals. Carried deep, they lose it. Seahawks have a chance to clear. Just kept in by Rose. He tries to chop it in farther. It's pinned there along the boards. Finally, just nudged out by the Seahawks. Greenwich trying to turn it right back in. Puck's on its side, wobbling. Picked up, carried toward the blue line, but it stays in. A lot of action now happening along the near boards right in front of us. Neither team able to get a handle. Finally chipped to the middle and skated up ahead for the Seahawks. by Kelly Tracy. Nope, excuse me. That was Nolan Reese. Cardinals bring it back along the far boards. We would have a caution if we were racing, but just a little rubbing, and rubbing's racing. Tied up! And I think it's Koloff again, pushes ahead. Weaves her way in and chops it into the Seahawk net. We are tied at 3 in the third period. 11-11 left exactly, and that's a lot of the same number up there on the board. 3-3 with 11-11 left in the third. So if you have 4 1s and 3 3s, I'm not going to teach math. I don't do that well. That one's turned aside. Just kind of trickled in. Carpenzano in the Cardinals net. Was up to it, turned it aside, and now it's skated forward by the Cardinals. Ryan with it. Chip toward the net. Nicolo with the save and the cover. .45 left in the third period. Face-off won by the Seahawks. They work it toward the near boards, around the referee, and into the neutral zone. There's a breakaway opportunity. Breakaway opportunity, and the goal! Dennis Carabillo gets the puck with no obstacle, skates it in, fakes the shot, and lifts it in. The Seahawks back in front, 4-3. 10:39 left in this third period.
Good work, guys. Keep it going.
Not the fastest breakaway, but nifty move at the end. Good stick work, good skating. And here come the Seahawks again, up the far boards. It's chopped at by Wallace and cleared by the Cardinals. Picked up by Jacob Pollock, carries it deep into the Seahawks end. Pollock with it again, throws it in front, goes for the wraparound. They try to sweep it in. Nicolo shuts the door. A lot going on the doorstep there. Backhanded attempt to sweep it in, and she shuts that down. Again, you got 3 high school games coming up this afternoon on solubroadcasting.org. The Battle of West Hartford, Eastern Connecticut versus Cheshire, and Greenwich Fairfield. Offsides the call here. We'll bring the face-off outside of the Greenwich zone. Exactly 10 minutes left in this third period. 4-3 in favor of the Seahawks. A little bit of a scrum for the puck along the near boards. Carabillo tries to fire it out towards center ice, just trying to create space. Now it trickles back into the Seahawks end, and they'll continue to joust for it in the corner, finally being carried out, and a nifty move there by Carabillo. Carabillo has help to the inside, loses it. Baldwin turns it before the blue line, chopped ahead and backhanded in by Tierney. Everything's onside, everything's legit, and the Cardinals pick up behind their own net. Streak around. Thanelius has it. It gets out of the blue line. He chops it ahead, slowly creeps toward the Seahawk net, and now back the other way. Thrown toward the Greenwich net. Carabillo on the forecheck. It's chopped past him up. He regains it inside the Seahawk defensive end. Greenwich has the puck in the neutral zone now and gets onside. Koloff tries to split two defenders, can't get there. Pollock tries to win the race. He can't get there. Now he gets it behind. He's carrying out front. Tries to go near side. And Nicolo keeps it out. Got the skate and the leg down there. Got the hand there for backup. Gets the glove on it. Freezes it. 8:20 to go. Take the face off to the left of your net. By the way, it's Captain Scott's Seafood Restaurant in New London, Certified Auto Repair in Columbia, and B&D Collision in Montville, bringing you this game on solubroadcasting.org. And can't wait for it to get warmer to get down there to Captain Scott's. And the auto repair guys are there if you need them. And they can fix anything. Puck crept ahead to center ice and chopped ahead by Banks. Banks keeps it in, sends it toward the Greenwich net, picked up by his fellow number 99, Koloff. Greenwich brings it out. They trail by one. Pollock brings it up the near boards, dodges a check, dodges another one, splits two defenders right there on the porch. And I believe that Koloff again to retie this game 4-4. With 7:31 to go, we're just a second shy of halfway through this final period in what could not be a more even back-and-forth contest. And that is the hat trick for Koloff, if my math is correct. Be watching for her name in the girls' high school ranks. Ditto with Nicolo. Wallace picks it up and skates it ahead for Greenwich. To the middle. Tries to fire a shot. He doesn't get clean wood on it. Follows up his own shot. It's still loose. Throws it in front. A lot of traffic in front. Trickles just wide. Thanelius pinches, keeps it now. Koloff joins the fray. In the corner, the Seahawks have it. Back out to the point. Ryan fires a shot. It hops. It skips across the front of the net. Doesn't get anywhere and comes all the way out. 6.5 to go. Greenwich with the puck in the neutral zone. Turned by the Seahawks. Dumped in. Greenwich is going to get it right back out. Seahawks on a change. Great back and forth hockey. There's a giveaway. This is a breakaway and covered up before Sadler can win the race for it by Carpenzano in between the pipes for the Cardinals. 6:14 left in this third period. This is good hockey. This is just good. This is fun hockey to watch. Face-off bounces and is picked up by Ryan. Ryan carries it ahead, splits the whole defense. There's going to be a penalty. Penalties on the Seahawks. Interference looks to be the call. I think you could have had a trip. I think you could have had a hook. I think that was dealer's choice, we'll say, here in the shadow of the casinos. And now a discussion. This is a shot. This is a 4-4 game with 6 minutes and 1 second to go. And this is a penalty shot for one-on-one. Ryan and DeCola. Both teams being put on their respective benches for the penalty shot. Kelly Ryan will take the shot for Greenwich. Lily Nicolo alone in net for the Seahawks. The score tied at 4. You could not ask for a more dramatic moment. I'm watching, and one of the Greenwich coaches is actually filming this on his phone. That's how exciting this moment is. And it's taken forever for the officials to explain and set this up. And yes, I'm talking like I'm calling bowling. Now the crowd comes to life. Ryan comes ahead. Closing the door! Lily Nicola with the save. Goes to the butterfly. Kicks it aside. And she is met by her teammates. What a moment in a tie game. You could not ask for more pressure on a goalie than what you had right there. And Lily Nicolo, getting the stick claps from her teammates, stands up. What a moment. And we're still tied at 4. Seahawks chop it ahead. Lukowski trying to get his feet under him. Picked up now for the Seahawks by Roberts. Roberts carries it in, lifts a shot, doesn't get there. Coming back the other way are the Seahawks. Turned around. Seahawks with it. Chop it toward the net. Trickles wide. 5.5 to go in the third period. Koloff with it. Skates towards center ice, sets her eyes between two defenders, works to the right. Her shot trickles and is kicked aside by Nicolo. Seahawks chop it ahead. That's going to be kept in. Rose throws it from the point. Koloff is down and having a hard time getting, or that's not Koloff, but there is a Greenwich player down to the left of Nicolo, having a hard time getting up. I think that's Ryan, who just took the penalty shot. And coach coming out to tend to her. The teams have taken a knee. 5:11 left in the game, tied at 4. And actually, I will correct myself there now that I can see who it is. That was Jacob Pollock was down. He's gotten off, skated off on his own. And Greenwich really can't afford to lose a body here because they have, as we've said earlier, they have one goalie and they've switched those, and they have 2 backup skaters. They're really approaching this one line and one pairing deep. And they're tied at 4 with the Seahawks with 5 minutes left in this third period. Koloff has it. She knocks it ahead. Picked up by the Seahawks in their end. They knock it clear. Carabillo with it now. Comes up the near boards. Turns on the Jets. Fires a shot. It's sticked aside by Carpenzano. Carpenzano trying to find it. His teammates trying to clear it. Greenwich chops it ahead. Kept in at the point by Michael Canal. Goes behind and out the other side of the Greenwich net. Carabillo throws it to the front. Tierney there and saving it and covering it up is Carpenzano. 4-4 still. 4:23 left in the third period of an exceptional PeeWee hockey game here. That featured a penalty shot and a big, that this game has had everything. Greenwich comes away, tries to clear. It's kept in by the Seahawks. Backhanded deep by Baldwin. Carpabello throws it ahead. And Tierney there, he throws a shot. I think that was off of the stick of Carpenzano. Chopped in. Tierney with it again. Fires his shot. Saved again. And Carpenzano takes the whistle, and he'll take the face-off to his left. 4:01 left in this third period. Cardinals come away with the face-off. They work it out. It's punched ahead. And that's Pollock, who just skated off. Pollock dodges, fires a shot. Nicolo is there and makes the save. And she'll freeze it. And that's good to see Pollock. Pollock was the player who just skated off after being down on the ice for a few moments. Looks to be fine based on that breakaway shot and the shot he got off. 3:44 left in the third period. 4-4 to score. Greenwich Youth Cardinals and the Southeastern Connecticut Seahawks tied up. Roberts carrying it up into the neutral zone. Loses it briefly. It's picked up by Sadler. Brendan Sadler carries it deep for the Seahawks. Throws it behind the net. Koloff and Banks fight for possession. Bounces around, kept in. Fired from the blue line, but doesn't get to the net by Roberts. Ryan chops it ahead into the neutral zone. Back to her. She throws it back out. They're throwing it back and forth. Exactly 3 to go. Pollock with it now, near boards. He's looking to backhand it to the middle. Throws it to the front, across the front. Greenwich can't finish it. 3-on-2 now for the Seahawks going the other way. They're going to let it set up. They stay on sides and lose the handle, and Greenwich will turn it. And now we got a 3-on-2 going back the other way. Pollock up the near side to Green to Koloff. Green chops it to the corner where it rolls. Ryan's now set up in front. Seahawks get it. It stays in after it hits the official. Official is part of the field of play. Seahawks get it back. They're going to skate it up the middle. This a 4-on-2 if they want it. And dumped ahead wide of the net by Landon Roberts. Loose puck, race for it. Looks like Roberts is going to come away with it. Thanielius almost had it for the breakaway. Roberts stays with it and turns possession. Wallace picks it up now for the Cardinals. Wallace brings it up the near board, dodges a check. He's got a 1-on-2. He fires it, doesn't come near the net. Just throwing rubber in there, trying to make something happen. 1:40 left. That one is on net from Pollock and covered up by Nicolo. 1:38 to go. And I'll just warn all the media watchdogs out there. They say no cheering in the press box, no clapping in the. I'll clap for both of these teams at 1:38. And the timeout called. One of the Greenwich coaches has the whiteboard out. I think he'll draw something up. And I didn't see who called it. It would be Greenwich would be smart to call this, being that they're down players, that they haven't been able to make all the substitutions that you would normally make and are in this, and they'll have the face-off in their offensive zone. 1:38 left, 4-4 the score. Seahawks are set. Here come the Cardinals. Face off to the left to Nicolo's glove hand. Won by the Seahawks. Toward the boards. Picked up there by Carabillo. Chops it ahead. Sadler with it. Skates to the left. Throws it at the net. Hits the outside of the net. Possible breakaway here for Greenwich. Colton Green throws the puck at, and it trickles in. Colton Green makes the play. Takes a clear, carries it up the far boards. It's initially saved. You could clearly hear the puck hit the pads. But it has just enough on it to trickle in. 5-4 to score now. Greenwich with the lead. 1:07 left in this contest. Seahawks come away with it. Carry it in. Chopped ahead. Greenwich intercepts it. Trying to keep it in at the point is Canole. Tierney's shot is blocked. Canole again. Chopped ahead. Sadler with it. Greenwich has got 39 seconds to go. Greenwich skates it out. They have a 3-on-2. Seahawks skating back to get it. Swept aside by Baldwin. Tierney with it now. Possible 4-on-2 here. Tierney up the side. It's swept to the corner by Wallace for the Cardinals. Pushed deep by Baldwin. Tierney there, picked up by the Cardinals. Baldwin with it again. He throws it to the deep slot. Puck is fired and it's tied up! .1 seconds to go, and in the deep slot, I believe it is Sadler with the goal. Sadler tallies 5-5 with 5.1 seconds left in this third period. Baldwin throw to, and here come the Cardinals. And there's the buzzer. You got to give both these clubs a hand. If you're coaching either, if you're playing on either team, you wanted to win this. From where I stand, let it be a tie because both these teams deserve to win. It was a hard-fought game. The goalies played well. Good skating back and forth. Just an excellent game. 5-5 your final here from the Rose Garden in Norwich, Connecticut. You can kick over right now. I'm going to get out of the way. You can kick over and catch the Battle of West Hartford with Scotty Bonner on solubroadcasting.org. And then we'll have Eastern Connecticut and Cheshire. And then we'll have Greenwich, Fairfield. Again, it's to help raise funds for Charlie Capalbo's family. You got a lot more hockey. I hope it's as good as what we just saw. For Michelle Bonner, for Scotty Bonner, this is John Kovacs. Thanks for joining us